My name is Krystal Chang. I'm an artist and architect, and I'm at ESMOA today to do some plant patterns with you all, and we're also going to be talking about local plant communities in California. So a plant community is a group of plants that occurs together in a particular environment. They interact with each other and with their surroundings. So these are some examples of plant communities around us in California. These are plants that occur in the chaparral, so you would see these in the Santa Monica Mountains. These are desert plants. You would see these around Joshua Tree or Palm Springs. These are grassland plants. You can see the California poppies there. And these are in the redwood forest. So you see the trees and the flowers that occur with them. A plant community can contain native plants and non-native plants. Native plants, for example, these Mariposa lilies, are ones that occur naturally in an area without human intervention. Whereas this, which is black mustard, is an invasive plant. So it was brought here by people. And you often see non-native plants alongside roadways or where there's disturbance. So today we're making a plant pattern inspired by the plants around us in El Segundo. All you need is some paper, some drawing pencils, colored pencils, markers, whatever you have, and some pictures for inspiration. So for the plant pattern I'm doing today, we're working with the plants from the Bologna Creek watershed. I'm going to start with the Jaumea plant. It has a yellow flower, has sort of succulent leaves. It's really interesting because the way this one deals with salt is that it actually stores the salt in its leaves, and then once they get full, they drop off and it grows a new leaf. So I am going to put it at the center of the paper. We're going to be making a radial pattern, so everything's going to be radiating out from the center, and it's going to be kind of just sketchy to start with. One interesting thing about this flower or this plant is that it's in the sunflower family, the Asteraceae family, and basically each of these petals is technically a flower. And it helps to kind of turn the paper around as you go to try to keep things even. But I would not worry too much about perfection. So we're going to start there. So I think the next flower I'm going to work with is this ALKALI heath. It's interesting, it's also a low marsh plant, and it deals with salt in a different way, which is that it actually has a cell that pushes the salt out. And so sometimes you see salt encrusted on the leaves. So I am going to draw these flowers. Let's see. I think it's nice to have a little bit of variability in each of these. And then you might actually draw a little bit of the stems and the leaves here. So it has these sort of small leaves. And so just thinking about sort of symmetry and where you want symmetry and where you don't want symmetry maybe. So I've got these sort of meeting each other. I might mirror it on this side. Okay, let's see. Might actually bring in a little bit actually of the stem for the Jaumea. So we have those succulent, long succulent leaves. And then maybe have just one connect, and then just a reference to them. these other spaces. So again, just keeping things symmetrical. And then, let's see. I think next I'm actually going to do this. This is a wild radish. It's actually an invasive in the area, but you do see a lot of it. So it is part of the community. And again, you can sort of see the flower versus these seed pods that develop, but I'm going to show both of those. So it's a small flower and it has 4 leaves, very symmetrical. Let's see, and then maybe we do some of these seed pods around it too. Let's see. And it's fun to just sort of see what develops. I don't have too much of a plan at this point. And then do that again over here and just mirror what I've done. And add some here. So adding more of the radish flowers. More of the plants, or sorry, more of the seed pods. And sometimes you might let it, you know, I've got 2 here and 2 here. I'm just going to do 1 on these sides. See. And so you can sort of start to see this sort of circular pattern happening. Next, I think I'm going to do this. This is cordgrass. So this actually also pushes out salt. And you can see these sort of seed-like pieces that the flowers are at the ends of. So I'm going to, let's see. And you can always change things. You can, you know, I'm just going to start here, see what I think. Might do another one here. And mirror that on this side. And I might, I'm going to extend that actually. I'm going to do that here. Here's the cordgrass, and you can see there's flowers at the ends of some of these. So I'm going to add some of those also. And I think it's kind of fun sometimes when you're making a pattern to not be, you know, to not be hung up on having it perfect and having a little bit of variability in it. So I might have a couple flowers there. More flowers there. Let me just do 1 over there. Right. And then I think for this next one, We're going to look at the Arroyo willow. So this actually happens further up, a little further away from the salt. It actually needs fresh water. And so for this one, I'm just going to do the leaves. They have these long leaves. I'm just going to do a group of 3. And then sort of find where I did that and mirror it on the other side. And now I'm sort of looking for holes if I want to fill anything in, so I feel like I might just do another couple there. Maybe we'll do 3 there too. 3. And yeah, I think that's good. It also has these catkins that you can see developing. So I'm going to draw those in some form. I'm going to put them next to the leaves. Let's see, branch. Do that next to this. And then another one that I really want to do is the dune buckwheat. So this is a plant that the El Segundo blue butterfly lives on for its whole life. It lays its eggs on the plant, and then when it's an adult, it gets the nectar from the plant. So it's a really special endemic species. An endemic species is one that's native to just one area, so we're going to celebrate that in this pattern. So I'm going to do them at sort of different scales. You can see the buckwheat flower here. It's actually made up of a lot of tinier flowers. But then you see it when it grows in swaths, and you see it's almost like little popcorn balls. So I think I'm gonna do one at a larger scale. Let's see. I'm gonna start here actually. So I'm not gonna try and draw all the million of tiny flowers, but I'm just gonna sort of sketch it in to indicate that. So these are the buckwheat at a larger scale, similar to this photo, and then I'm actually going to put in a little bit at a further scale, just right next to it. Let's see here. Going to add a butterfly. Let's see. So to celebrate El Segundo. So I think it's kind of nice to have, becomes almost a sort of hidden little element, a little surprise. So there we have a radial pattern. You can darken down the lines, maybe add a little bit of color, and now you've created your own plant community. I hope this inspires you to look around you, and you can make a plant community just out of the plants in your own neighborhood. Thanks for coming today, and I hope you guys had a fun time, and remember to visit us at ESMOA.